Hey y'all. So I'm just taking a little walk and I wanted to just kind of you know, enjoy the sundown or the sunset, I guess. But I wanted to have a little talk with you guys because I know you guys see that I've been gone for a little bit and nothing personal, no hard feelings. I am just trying to take it day by day because you guys don't realize that I went through a lot last year. Um, and I love to say the whole idea of oh, I'm trying not to complain, but it's not about complaining. It's just about speaking the truth. Like I was victimized. I was stalked. Lots of just crazy stuff. Like if you've never had that kind of thing happen to you, then you may not necessarily know or get why I needed so much time off. I needed some time to really decompress and to kind of care for myself mentally, physically, and emotionally. So that's what I did. I did a lot of that last year. I'm gonna turn around because I don't feel like going too far. I did a lot of that last year. I did a lot of soul searching. It took a lot. It took a lot. It took a lot to really get to the place of where I am right now. Am I 100% better? Probably not. Now, so guys, one thing I did last year to kind of one thing I did last year to really decompress and to de-stress was I got outside a lot. So here I am outside. Here I am walking around and exercising and stuff again. And so far so good. So last year around the same time as when all the stalking happened, last year around the same time though also, so this Friday is my birthday, and I call it my birthday because it's the day I died. It really is the day I died. So I died on April 2nd, 2020 last year. And so as a result of me dying, I was reborn, all that good stuff. And so, yeah, my birthday's coming up. Just a whole lot of different stuff that people that have not been through this kind of energy, they may not understand it, and that's okay. But this is just what I've been through. So, so yeah. So right now I'm just doing a lot of things right now to take back my energy. I'm doing a lot of things right now to, I don't know, love the life I live, lead a better life, all that kind of stuff. So it's me. I'm doing a lot more meditation right now. So meditation is healing. I'm also doing a lot of just kind of exercising and stuff. I see that car all the time. Never see who drives it. So my grandma's lived in this house for 40 years. My neighbor right here, her name is, well, I'm gonna tell you her name, but she lives right next door to us, and she's lived over here for over 35 years. She was just telling me the other day, she lived here before I was born. So with her living there before I was born, honey, that means that she's had to live there 40 years. And so that's what she told me. She's like, it's a lot of people that have lived up here for a really long time. Down this street, there's a mortuary. And in that mortuary, there used to always be hauntings and scary stuff that used to happen. That's when I first realized I was a psychic living over here. And then down this way, I didn't go all the way to the corner, so I didn't show you guys, but the house that I grew up in is just across the road right there. Technically, if there weren't trees over here, I would be able to see straight to the house I grew up in. And that house is extremely haunted, but I love that house. We had a pool growing up. We were the only kids with a pool. I was doing some soul searching today, and I just really think that the idea and the concept around racism is so incredibly ignorant. The fact that you think because my name is Ebony Walters and my skin happens to be this particular shade, that I don't know as much as you. My life isn't as valuable. I don't get the concept of racism at all anyway, but I will say that when I had to go to court and stuff like that for my apartment thing, I could definitely 1000% tell that they were just treating me the way they were treating me because I was black. And the moratorium is it wasn't just to save white people. It wasn't just to keep white people in their houses. we all fell under the moratorium. We all should have been protected equally, but that's just too much like right. And so, yeah, like I find that to be kind of weird. I find the idea and the concept of racism to be very, very weird. Not only that, but growing up the way I grew up, you know, and my parents, they weren't, I'm not gonna say that they, you know, they were very comfortable. They lived a very comfortable life. But we didn't talk about race. We didn't talk about being black or white or Mexican or any of that. We didn't talk about any of that kind of stuff growing up. The whole concept of white or black came when we were in school, and you have to mark it down on like your school papers. Like my parents did not have like a whole conversation with us about being black. I've never had a conversation with my parents about being black, ever. We never even identified as black or as black people. Like in my household, I don't think I've ever heard, and it's not just because it's a multiracial family, because that has nothing to do with it. On the outside, y'all gonna look at me and think that I'm black, but we never literally ever never ever talked about being either black or any race for that matter. We were just human beings. And I think that's about it. We're just human beings. So I don't know. I think that the concept of racism is ridiculous. The idea that racism is that deeply ingrained in like the judicial system and the way that politics are run and stuff like that, that's also to me very alarming. Because racism is a byproduct of mental illness. So you're telling me that a bunch of mentally ill people are running the world. Face to face, I've never had someone call me an N-word. I've never had somebody try to get over on me in any way face to face. The only time I've ever had issues, I don't even remember the year, but I was probably about 25 maybe. And my friend Katrina had come into town, and I was driving to her mama's house. Her mama makes the best cornbread I've ever had in all of my days. Not only that, but her mama she loved to cook. So I drove to my friend Katrina's house. I didn't have a license when I got here because I had left my license in South Carolina. I don't even think I had tags. I don't even think I had a license plate. I think I had my license plate on, but the tags were expired. I didn't have a registration. I had just got back here from South Carolina, so I didn't have a driver's license. I didn't have anything. Not only that, but when I got to Katrina's house, you know, her mama got a little liquor on her, so I had a little drink or two or three or four, and I was drunk. I got pulled over by the police, and I didn't say anything. They were like, well, do you know what you did tonight? And I said, well, no, I have no idea, officer. And they ran my tags. They saw I didn't have a tag. They asked me for my registration. I told them I didn't have a registration. They asked me for my driver's license, and I said, I ain't got it on me. I told them everything that was going on. Plus, I'm sure they could tell I was drunk, but they let me go anyway. So it's not to say like, oh, like people know who to play them reindeer games with. And that's not to say like, oh, there's something, because black men do have it a lot harder than black women do. Black men have a whole lot more riding against them. They're whatever. But it's just to say like, but also though, like, you know, I had that experience with the police, but also though I had the experience last year where the officer tried to tase me. He tried to tase me because he just didn't want to hear what I had to say because I was right and he was wrong. And he tried to tase me. Like, I couldn't tell that. So, you know, it has nothing to do with the officer. It has nothing to do with the place that you live at. It just has to do with whether or not this person is mentally sound and stable to do their job effectively, or if they are just trying to be a menace to society. So, I don't know. Like, I'm not of the persuasion of all lives matter just to say it, but I do think that all lives matter. I think that sometimes police lives matter. Like, I'm not trying to say that they don't. I'm simply trying to say that if you are somebody who is out here and you believe that racism is a valid construct then then you're part of the problem. You're part of the problem.